Family's not going to be stranded.
There are so many benefits to membership, and AAA is there if you're locked out of your car, need a tow, run out of gas, have a flat tire, or a dead battery.
You know, if you have one flat tire or one battery service, that membership fee pays for itself.
Wherever you go, wherever you are, you can trust AAA to be there when you need them.
Call AAA today and find out how much you can save.
Witness News with live breaking news.
Right now at 11, police move in to move protesters out as the UCLA encampment is dismantled. More than 100 people arrested. We have live team coverage. Good morning. This is Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. We're live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Giovanna Lotta. What a morning it has been. The campus of UCLA looks a lot different now. Air 7 HD over the campus as the cleanup begins. Scott Reif is live over all of it in Air 7. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, Giovanna and Philip, good morning. Boy, what a difference. You know, we had to leave early this morning because the fog rolled in. About 5 o'clock or so. We were here at 4, but at 5 o'clock, the marine layer moved in. We had to move out. But what a difference we see. You see the cleanup underway. Most of the tents have been removed. They're bagging up everything that's here. They have a tractor. They have a bin. And they're really cleaning up very quickly. Well, one thing I noticed right away when we got here, when we were here earlier, there were some 300-plus police officers, enforcement officers at this area. Now we see very little. I miss some LAPD, some security from the school, but that is about it. Another takeaway is really, it seems to me that this went pretty well. The police procedure to de-escalate, to move in, considering what they had to deal with, and the fact that I'm not hearing about any injuries per se to officers or the protesters, that's quite remarkable, especially compared to what we saw Wednesday night or Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning when we had the two parties really colliding with one another. So right now we really do see things calming down. We see them cleaning everything up. There's a lot of graffiti, a lot of tagging on Royce Hall. That's going to have to be cleaned up. But considering, Philip and Giovanna, what we saw over the last couple of days, it looks like the police procedure to move in slowly, move out. I mean, it took more than 12 hours for them to come in here and actually get everyone out of this area after they put that order to disseminate out. So, Josh, I don't know about you, but I haven't heard really much about injuries to anyone during that process.
Yes, Scott, I have to tell you, a very eerie feeling right now on UCLA's campus after what happened here overnight. This encampment was here for 1 week, and I've been covering it since last week, and to be here and not see any students around, no protesters, no tents, is really quite a shock, as this encampment had kind of become a mini city. Now, I want to step out of the way and show you just how fast the cleanup is moving out here. There's 2 front loaders working, piling any garbage left behind, belongings into 2 dumpsters. One of the dumpsters is already full. Now here is what happened overnight. Now, the pro-Palestinian encampment was cleared by law enforcement officers, resulting in 132 arrests of protesters, according to the California Highway Patrol. A dispersal order was issued Wednesday evening, and by 3:30 in the morning Thursday, CHP officers in riot gear began advancing on the encampment. They first dismantled and tear down pieces of plywood, metal barriers, and other items that protesters used to fortify the encampment. Hundreds of people had gathered on campus, both inside a barricaded tent encampment and outside of it. Now, police helicopters hovered overhead. The sound of flashbangs could be heard. CHP officers wearing face shields and protective vests stood as their batons protruding out of them separated the CHP officers from demonstrators who wore helmets and gas masks and chanted, "You want peace, we want justice." Demonstrators held umbrellas like shields as they faced off with dozens of officers. Take a listen to a UCLA graduate student protester we spoke with and a UCLA freshman reacting to how everything went down.
Now the whole country knows that fascist thugs will attack students on university campuses in this country, and the students will stand up to them, the workers will stand up to them. I've been here 2 days without sleep because we were attacked 2 days in a row.
Classes were being blocked off, and it's hard to get around campus, but I just feel like what the cost of it happening, it's like people got hurt, people got arrested, it just wasn't, you know what I mean? There could have been a better way to go about it. Having the title of the #1 public university, seeing how it didn't protect their students, that's really hard to see how the #1 university treats their students. There will be a big backlash from this all happening. I feel I don't know if another encampment will happen, but definitely more protesting will happen. They will come back, and I think it'll be more of a force, honestly.
Back here live, it definitely feels like the cleanup will be complete within the next hour or two. I've seen over 100 facilities personnel with the university working here nonstop, collecting belongings, collecting tents, collecting clothing. We've also seen some other items, including inhalers belonging to students. Listerine just gives you a sense what was going on here. Students really living here for the last week. That encampment, as you can see, almost gone completely. Live at UCLA, Josh Haskell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Josh, thank you. And while the campus is much quieter now, there's talk about the possibility of protesters returning.
Tony Cabrera spoke with law enforcement who say they're not leaving UCLA anytime soon. Tony.
Yeah, Philip, Giovanna, a complete different scene right now compared to earlier this morning. The protesters, as we've been talking about, they're gone for the most part. Law enforcement still sticking around. So you can see a couple of officers hanging out on these steps right there, just keeping an eye on things. And then there's several more on the other side. The media kind of in between at this point, keeping an eye on the situation and the cleanup efforts, though. But we were here earlier this morning when the CHP tactical team went in and arrested protesters one by one. They walked with the detainees, one officer alongside each protester, from the encampment zone to the sheriff's department buses, where they were patted down and identified before taken to the jail downtown. That's where they're being booked and processed, which includes a criminal record check and to see if they have any warrants. From there, it's determined if the individual is either cited and released for a future court date or booked behind bars. Now, while protesters and their supporters knew that they ran the risk of being kicked off a campus and arrested, they said that they were frustrated that weapons of war were being used to intimidate college students. Despite this morning's experience, organizers say it's not over and they'll be back. But law enforcement officers say they hope to prevent that.
Our officers are going to be here all day assisting the UCLA Police Department, try to get the protesters, to discourage the protesters from coming back. We'll be here and we're very well prepared.
I should mention also that we did try to talk to several protesters, but a lot of them said no, they didn't want to speak to the media. They claim that the media is misrepresenting them, so they didn't want to go on camera or even say anything. There were others that did speak to us and shared their thoughts about how they are not over and that they are still supporting those who were arrested and will be back. Not sure if it's going to be right here, not sure if it's going to be in another place on campus or a different location altogether. As for those charges, it's going to the UCLA PD. They'll be choosing what charges are filed against these protesters. Much of them are going to be misdemeanors, we're told, but those that do have a warrant out for their arrest for other situations that they may have been through, those folks will be sent behind bars, we're told. Live in Westwood, Tony Cabrera, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay. Tony, thank you very much. President Biden speaking out this morning from the White House on the college protests around the country. He says peaceful protests are allowed, violence is not.
It's against the law when violence occurs. Destroying property is not a peaceful protest. It's against the law. Vandalism, trespassing, breaking windows, shutting down campuses, forcing the cancellation of classes and graduations. None of this is a peaceful protest. Threatening people, intimidating people, instilling fear in people is not peaceful protest. It's against the law.
The president says the protests have not prompted him to reconsider his approach to the Israel-Hamas war.
As we continue here at 11 a.m., our team coverage continues. What happened to the protesters arrested this morning? Our Sid Garcia is live with that story at 11:30.